You can start the meeting, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's meeting of the Cabinet. Welcome also to those members of the public and press who continue to join us via the live stream to YouTube. During the live broadcast, members and officers are asked to please ensure that your mobile phones are placed in silent mode and that microphones are switched off whilst not in use. Agenda item 1 is apologies for absence. Would member services please report any apologies for absence?
We've had no apologies, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Agenda item 2, the previous minutes, which are on pages 3 to 6 of your agenda pack. We're being asked to approve those minutes as a correct record of the meeting, which took place on the 20th of January 2022. May I ask any member who doesn't agree with the minutes to indicate that now, please? I see no objection to the proposal to approve the minutes as a correct record, so they are now agreed and I will sign them. Thank you. Agenda item 3, there are no urgent items. Agenda item 4 is interests. This agenda item is to receive any declarations of interest under the local code of conduct or any interest under the code of conduct on planning matters in respect of any items to be discussed at this meeting. If you do have anything to declare, please can you inform the meeting now? No hands are raised, thank you. If anything occurs to any member during the course of the meeting that they have an interest which should be declared, please do declare it as quickly as possible. Thank you. Agenda item 5 is the local plan update, which is on pages 7 to 16 of the agenda pack. And I'll now ask Councillor Laws to propose the report. Councillor Laws.
Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon. Members will be aware that the Council is in the process of reviewing its local plan. The new local plan will shape how Fenland will grow in the future and set planning policies that will be used to make decisions on planning applications until 2040. Cabinet is here today being presented with a revised timetable for the emerging local plan. This timetable usually refers to as the Local Development Scheme, or LDS. As explained in the Cabinet report, work on the new local plan has been delayed for several reasons. A revised LDS was approved last summer. However, since July 2021, there has been further delays to the local plan evidence base, including delays to the transport assessment work, and there is a need to update the LDS. This is to ensure the local community and developers are kept up to date. The new LDS shows that the draft local plan will be available for public consultation in June and July 2022. It is estimated that the local plan will be adopted by Council early 2024. Cabinet is therefore today presented with an update version of the local development scheme as set out in Appendix 1 of the Cabinet report for its consideration. It is recommended that Cabinet approves the revised LDS today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Laws. Do I have a seconder, please? Councillor Mrs. French, thank you very much indeed. This item is now open for discussion. Councillor Mrs. French.
Thank you, Leader. Councillor Laws, I fully support what you're doing, but I am concerned about the stages. Pre-submission, you've got January 23, which obviously was a consultation of 6 weeks, and then you're talking about April 2023. Are you aware we will be in purdah? Now, you know, I think either this should be delayed or expedited. We cannot have this in the middle of purdah.
I'll allow the Chairman to come in on this.
Thank you very much indeed, Councillor Mr. Laws. Yes, it is. It's a matter of standard practice that no consultations should take place during the period of purdah, for very obvious reasons that it can get mixed up with the party political process. However, the timetable as we have it set out in Schedule 1, Appendix 1 today, does give a 6-week period, which would be before the PERDA period begins for the consultation process. However, it does strike me that that is a very tight deadline. And if there is any delay at all in getting to the stage of being able to get past the first consultation and then the reconsideration of the further draft of the proposed local plan, then I fear that the timetable will need to be shifted to after the local elections because for the very reason that Councillor Mrs. French said. As it stands at the moment, it is doable just, but there is absolutely no room for any further slippage as far as I can see. I don't know if that matches your understanding, Councillor Mrs.
Completely my understanding. Obviously, we're unfortunate because we've been in the hands of others when we've had to go out to these consultations, and it has been delayed. So it's no fault of our officers or the process that we've tried to achieve. Being in the hands of other outside consultees or consultants has delayed the process. It is a tight time frame, and I think it is possibly doable. Well, I hope it's doable, but I think all I can do is advise Cabinet as we proceed.
Thank you very much. Councillor Mrs. French, do you want to come back at all?
No.
Thank you. Any other members who would like to speak on this matter? No other comments from members. Since there are no further speakers, the recommendations are set out on pages 7 and 8 of the agenda pack, and I will now put those to the vote. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. I believe that is unanimous. Thank you very much. The recommendations are agreed. Right, agenda item 6 is the draft 6-month Cabinet Forward Plan, which is on pages 17 to 18. Are there any questions or comments on the draft 6-month Cabinet Forward Plan, please? No.
Yeah.
Oh, Councillor Mrs. French.
Yes, thank you, Leader. I did ask at the last meeting that we could we have an update on civil parking enforcement. I did have a very lengthy conversation with Gary Edwards, and probably it will be, I'm talking about October, November time. He thought we wanted it for July, so he will be working on something.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that that is noted and will be included on the 6-month Cabinet Forward Plan for future iterations. Oh, and there is, as the Chief Executive just reminded me, there is a reference to an update on the 4th of March, which will be received, but that may not be a full report. So if there are no other comments or questions, then the forward plan is noted for information. Agenda item 7, there are no urgent items to discuss. Agenda item 8 is the Wisbech High Street project update and funding review. Now, this paper is partly in the public agenda pack and partly is comprised within the confidential agenda pack. Pages 19 to 32 are in the public agenda pack, and then in our confidential agenda pack we have pages 33 to 54. This is the discussion, which is the project update and funding review in relation to the Wisbech High Street project. Now, members are requested to consider the exclusion of the press and public during the debate of the second part of the report on the basis that it contains information about the financial and business affairs of Fenland District Council and third-party organisations, which would be exempt from disclosure under paragraph 3, schedule 12A, part 1 of the Local Government Act 1972. Furthermore, the public interest has been consideration has been applied, and it's considered that the need to retain the information as exempt outweighs the public interest in disclosing it. Now, having had an opportunity, as members have, to view the content of the confidential agenda, may I ask any member who does not agree with this assessment, and therefore the proposal at the appropriate time, to exclude the press and public, would they please raise an objection now? I see no objection to that. So we shall move forwards to the consideration of the part while we remain in open session. So, Councillor Seaton, would you like to present a report so far as it relates to the information on pages 19 to 32, please?
Thank you, Chairman. I think, Chairman, that in the interests of the Cabinet. And because there are such significant changes within this report, I'm going to propose or suggest that both parts of this report go into exempt and go into closed session. I think that would be the best way forward on this. Yep. Yes, I have nothing to add to that, Chairman.
Yeah, I do have a number of questions, but they are on the exempt page, so I won't raise them now. I just didn't want anyone in the public to think we weren't discussing any very important issue. But obviously, I'll save my questions for a moment's time.
Thank you, and I'm sure you're not the only councillor who will be doing that. Well, there are no speakers, therefore the progress and activities on pages 19 to 32 are duly noted. Member services, can you please now make the necessary arrangements to sever the link to YouTube, enabling us to continue the meeting in exempt session? Thank you.
I'll let you know as soon as we start. Thank you.